favorite podcast. My name is Becky, and I am an American coming to you from Frankfurt, Germany, where I currently live with my 2 cats. So, welcome. It's gonna be quite an episode today, you guys. If you could see everything that is surrounding me right now, it looks like a sheep exploded in my room in the best possible way. Yes. If this is your first time watching, thank you so much for coming over to check out my podcast. And if you have watched me before, thank you so much for coming back. It is very nice to be back chatting with you today. I had expected to get this podcast out a little bit earlier, but it just didn't happen. So here we are. I'm in a much better sort of mindset to podcast now than I have been in the past week and a half. So here we go. If you've been waiting for the Edinburgh update and the haul, I am sorry, but the wait is over. Here we go. So you can find me on social media as Soprano Knits. So that's on Instagram and on Ravelry. And we also have a Ravelry group for the podcast if you search Stringing It Together in the Groups tab. And I do know that I have the little things around the TR. So that should help you find it. But I think everyone finds it. I think it's fine. In our Ravelry group, we are currently running a knit along. It is called the Eurostash Cal, and it is really, really fun. We have a lot of finished objects already, and you still have plenty of time because it's a super long cal. When did we start? February 1st, and it runs until May 1st. So it is a 3-month knit along. So if you want to knit something small, you still can. And the whole point is to use independently dyed yarn from dyers who are based in Europe. So if you want the details on that, just go over to the Ravelry group and look at the rules in the chatter thread. Everything is up on there. I want to thank everyone so much for your support on my pattern sale that I ran before Edinburgh Yarn Festival. The response was really great, and yeah, just thank you so much for your support. And I was definitely thinking of you guys and appreciating you guys so much as I was walking around EYF, and some of you shared it on Instagram or on your podcasts, and that was so sweet and unexpected, and thank you. Okay, so I'm going to briefly show 2 more prizes came in since I saw you last for the Eurostash Cal. And they are ridiculously beautiful, that is. So the first one is from my friend Saskia. Hi, Saskia. So Saskia is Ovis Etc. and she is on Etsy. What? You have heard me talk about her before because she is the lovely dyer and yarn supplier that supplied the yarn for my pattern that will be in Woods Making Stories. Hopefully you all got your copies, but if not, pre-orders are now up on their website, I think. I will try to remember to link that in the show notes. But anyway, she sent over this amazing yarn, which is actually a new base for her. It's her Haida Shop DK. That's upside down. And this base, I think I might have been the first person to knit with it, certainly the first person to design with it, for my Salance hat, which will be in Woods. So this is very similar, if not the exact same color that I knit the hat in. And this is like mustard. I'm obsessed. I already messaged her and was like, yeah, I'm gonna order some of this because it's so beautiful. And I just think that these would make the most beautiful color work project. And I'm totally going to use this combination for something like that. So I'm going to order some. I've been enabled by the giveaway prize. This will go to a very, very lucky winner. And my cat is playing with something on the floor, so I'm sorry if you can hear that. The other thing just came in today, so very good timing. And this is from the lovely Lisa of Counting Sheep. So this is kind of this lovely business card that she sent to me. It's not a business card. You know what I mean? It's like a thing. So Lisa was so lovely, and she messaged me on Ravelry and asked if she could send a skein for our giveaway, and I said, oh my gosh, that would be amazing. So yes, so she did, and it arrived today. We were messaging earlier, and she told me that she is just about to open her Etsy shop. She is shooting for April 1st, and I don't have the link yet. I don't know if she set it up, because we were just messaging like half an hour ago. So I will put it down here in editing if I have it, and if I don't, look for it in the show notes. Oh, and she sent me this lovely card and these 2 bunny progress keepers. So one of them will go with the yarn. Oh, they're so cute. And one of them is for me. Thank you. So this is what you guys get. Oh my goodness. It is so beautiful. So there is her logo. It is fingering weight, 75% virgin wool, 25% nylon, and it's a one-of-a-kind colorway that hopefully she figures out how to repeat, because oh my goodness. Sorry, it's getting a little blown out. It's sunny today. That's pretty good right there. Wow, it is so gorgeous. And what amazing, perfect colors for spring and summer. I mean, seriously. So you could make socks with this, you could make a shawl with this, you could make anything with this. I really, really love it. Speckled. Oh, it's so beautiful. Thank you so much, Lisa, for this donation. Whoever gets this is going to be real happy. So beautiful. So beautiful. So she also sent one for me, and I got to choose. And I love this, obviously. This is more, I have a lot of yarn in my stash, and I have previously knit with colors that are like this. I can't say that I've knit with anything quite this level of beautiful, this level of beauty. My English is going, you guys. But yeah, so I chose something completely different, but which is also lovely, and that is this. I will just go ahead and show it right now. So this is also one of a kind, also the same base. Again, it's kind of getting blown out. That's better. But so it's sort of has browns, beiges with these like awesome speckles of like yellows and oranges and blues. It's really, really beautiful and really inspiring. And I think that this is going to be just like a heavenly pair of socks. And I already thanked her so much for sending something for me that is never expected. Of course it's appreciated, but if you want to donate a prize, do not feel like you have to send me something. Yes, that is all. Yes, I know, I know that this is your bread and butter, and this is your livelihood, and that it is just so kind for you to donate it to a Cal at all. So just thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Okay. I feel like that was a lot before we even get into my projects. But the project part I feel like is actually pretty small today. So I have 2 finished objects. They are both socks. So I finished, sorry. Yay! I finished these. So these were knit for the Eurostash Cal, because this is European indie dyed yarn, and also for Candace's Stripy Socks, wow, I can't talk. Stripy Socks Cal, because obviously they are stripy socks. So the yarn on these is by the lovely Nicole C. Mendez, who is on Etsy. I will link it in the show notes. And she has donated a prize. So there is some self-striping yarn in the prize pool for the Eurostash Cal, and she sent this to me, and I already knit socks with it. So I decided to knit Hermione's Everyday Socks pattern, and then I had just a little bit of this yellow. It was a mini that someone sent me, and I had some of that in my stash, so I decided to put that in there. These are sort of like Easter egg socks. I love them. The colorway is Burr. It's cold. It's very soft and amazing. And I did try something new for these socks. I did a fish lips kiss heel, which I've done many times. I don't always feel like it's the best fitting heel for me, but it's my favorite heel to knit that I've done so far. I have it memorized. It's easy. I can do it on the go. I don't like picking up stitches, so I'm not really a fan of knitting a heel flap and gusset, even though it fits me better. So I have not worn these yet. Of course, I've tried them on. What I did was I did a mini gusset. So I increased, I talked about this a little bit last time, but I increased, I knit them cuff down on the leg, and then, so I had more stitches to work across the heel, and then I decreased them after the heel. And I think it's gonna work out a lot better for me. I think it's gonna sit on my heel better, and this is something that I'm planning to do in the future. Like I said, I haven't worn them yet, so that will obviously give me a different kind of perspective on that. But these are actually the first cast on and completed socks in this year. So if I'm doing the box of socks, which we'll see, this would be my first entry. But it's okay because I have a second entry. And these you have not seen because I have completely knit them since I spoke to you last, which is pretty cool. So these are some Regia, Arnie and Carlos socks. Well, this is just Regia. This is Arnie and Carlos. And this is the Summer Nights colorway. I thought I did have the ball band. Ah, yes. It's in my drawer. So it is color 3657, and it is just this Arnie and Carlos design line. I'm sure you've seen this yarn before, but I've wanted to knit with it for a really long time. So I did contrasting heels, cuffs, and toes. Something really, I did not do the short row gusset on these, partly because I turned the first heel when I was waiting in line at Edinburgh Yarn Festival, and I didn't want to deal with it. One of them looks really weird and small, but I think it'll be fine. It's a sock. I don't know. I think I just messed it up on the plane or whatever. One entire sock I cast on the way to Edinburgh on the plane there, and I think I cast it off even before I got home. So yeah, but it's kind of nice. I feel like the colors can kind of remind me of Scotland and tartan and beautifulness. I love them. They're wonderful. So this would be my second pair for my box of socks. And I know that many people don't wear their socks for their box of socks until the end of the year. I was saying I'm definitely not going to do that because I haven't been knitting socks for very long. But, you know, it's starting to warm up. Maybe I could. Maybe that would be nice. So I haven't really decided. We shall see, because it would be nice to open up a big box of brand new fresh socks. We'll see. We shall see. Anyway, those are finished. Those are my only finished objects for right now. Whips. Also, not that much. In my amazing Let's Get Crackin' bag that has a Kraken on it, knitting and crocheting. It's still one of my favorite things ever. I have my Granny Stripe blanket, and it has grown. Okay, let me see. So I did have a progress keeper on it. So this is how much progress I've made since the last time, which doesn't look like a lot, but as I've told you before, this thing is very long. This is half of it. And yeah, I mean, doing one row is like a really big commitment right now. But it's been kind of funny. I got back from Edinburgh with a little bit of new yarn, which you'll see later. And all I wanted to do was like crochet on scraps. I don't know. I think I was just overwhelmed. But I'm still loving this project. And I love how sort of the character of like the color story changes. So we can look at this side, which is kind of jewel tones, you know, mostly darker, more muted things, except for this giant pop of neon. And then if you look at the other side, this is the other end, totally different story. So it's just so crazy how all of these are playing together. And I do have a couple in here that I put in recently that are just to die for. Like this sort of purple blue thing that I have 2 stripes of here is 100% silk. It was amazing. And this one with the gold stellina, this sort of pastel-y, lighter colored one, is Valkyrie fibers, which I love. And I wish I could afford to order over here. When I heard about them, I was really hoping, based on their name, that they were in Germany. But alas, they're in the US, I believe. Yeah, like Pacific Northwest. So alas, yes, with taxes and shipping and kind of impossible, but that's okay. So if you're new and you haven't seen this before, I'm knitting it on a Chiaogu crochet hook. And this is an E hook or a 3.5 millimeter. And I love, love, love working on this with this hook. I've never crocheted before, so I have absolutely nothing to compare it to, but I think that it's beautiful and I like how it feels. So that's it. Yes, so that has gotten a little bit of love, which has been lovely. I'm so organized. I have things like lined up, but I had to be, just wait. Okay, so next in my Nomadic Yarns shark bag, because everyone knows I love sharks. I have my speckled space socks. And again, quite a bit of progress on these. Sorry, they're kind of stuck. So here they are. These are my very first 2 at a time socks. They're going okay. They're not perfect. So last time I was here, so I finished the foot, obviously turned the heel, and then I'm now onto the leg portion. And I am doing the pattern on both sides, which I know some people did not do. If you want to knit this pattern, you should. It's beautiful and it's free. I do not recommend knitting it 2 at a time, even if you're experienced doing it. Definitely if you're not. I'm not experienced. Start with vanilla, you guys. The reason I say that is because this like twisted stitch kind of cable thing that goes around, sometimes you have to scoot one stitch like from this front needle to this back needle in between rows. And if you're doing it 2 at a time, it's a huge pain in the butt. You have to remember to take this one off, put it on a stitch marker so that when you get over here, you can knit it. And it's just been a pain. Also, I did do the extra gusset for the heel stitches on this. The pattern calls for a heel flapping gusset and a short row heel. I didn't want to do it, so I just did a fish lips kiss heel with the gusset. And with the gusset decreases and trying to do the pattern, it was also kind of a mess. So I maybe don't recommend that either. There are some problems. There are some things that aren't right. There's like a bit of puckering here. That's probably because I did something weird. But honestly, I don't think anything that is wrong with them is going to bother me. I really like them. But I'm also like really ready for them to be done at this point. I'm going to try to get them off the needles before the end of the month. So I have a week. It's totally doable. So yeah. Oh, and the yarn is Herbstblatt Regina. This is her Melting Snowman colorway. Pretty sure this is her hazel sock. It's really soft. It's really lovely. I am really excited to have these. I'm gonna have some tea. This mug is amazing. I'm gonna talk about it later. It's really amazing. Okay, so my next work in progress is starting to move into the insane haul. So here we go. So it is in a new acquisition. Yes, I got it. I was talking about it and I got it. It's my fringe bag. So this was it was my birthday last weekend. Yes, last weekend. And by the way, thank you guys so much for all the kind messages on Instagram wishing me happy birthday. That was very sweet. Thank you. This was, yeah, kind of my like big splurge to myself because they're not cheap. This is 65 euros. That's a lot for a project bag. However, everybody that I talked to that has one of these said it is worth it. And I was like, all right, like I think I trust you people. And already, I understand. I understand. And I want more, but it's probably not going to happen anytime soon. Anyway, this yellow one is exclusive to La Bien-Aimée, which was at, they were exhibiting at Edinburgh. And they're based in Paris. If you don't know, you can get one online. And you might see this. I can't handle this. This was part of my birthday present from the lovely Hannah of the Corner of Craft. She beaded me a shark pin, you guys. There was another part to, a quite significant part to my present, and she could have just given me this, and I freaked out. Like, I didn't even open the present or read the card, but she put this on the front of the card, and I just, like, had a meltdown and then, like, hugged her. I am obsessed, and it's a happy shark. She specifically wanted him to be happy. So he's living on my fridge bag, and he makes me happy. Anyway, what is in the fridge bag, you ask? I'm really sorry. I'm sorry for the shakiness. I have you guys, like, propped up really awkwardly on my desk, and everything's on my desk, and I keep bumping it. I think I'm gonna get a new camera before I see you next, and everything will be higher quality and better and more wonderful, I hope. I am knitting the Siri cardigan. I don't have very much progress on this. This is what it looks like. Sorry, it's in black and white, so it doesn't look super clear. But you can kind of see that texture on it. It's a beautiful, beautiful pattern, and a lot of people have knit it. Some people knit it as a pullover. So the yarn, I'm just going to show you it in the skeins because I have more of them over here. This is the yarn. I'm knitting it in Eden Cottage Yarns. Yes! I don't understand why they can't just give it a colorway name. The colorway, like, I'm not even going to read this to you. Just look at what it says under colorway. I kind of feel like that's ridiculous. Cottage Originals and then, like, this insanely long number. I don't know. Anyway, this is the color. This is so out of my comfort zone, and I'm knitting a sweater in it. It's hilarious, but it's really beautiful, and it's pink, but it's not like super girly pink. It has sort of like gray tones in it. It's really pretty. So I have a bunch of skeins of that. Oh, they're lovely. So I have it sitting in here. The cakes are, because I'm alternating skeins. But here it is knit up. Here's my swatch. So it's very slightly tonal, which I love, that it's not just totally solid. And this is my progress. Doesn't look like much right now. Yeah, I don't know. I've been wanting to, like, finish those socks and crochet in my blanket, but that's it, folks. That's it so far. It's a little bit time consuming and probably isn't very intuitive, but you know, the texture's just on the yoke, so it's all right. I'm knitting it on my high sharps. Here they are. So yes, so that is my Siri cardigan. It is living in this beautiful bag that I adore. It makes me happy. It's yellow, yellow. Okay. Let's move on. Oh my goodness. I'm really afraid that this is going to be horribly long. So now is the haul. I'm going to try to go kind of fast. But the good news about my EYF haul is that it is a lot of sweater quantities. So it's a lot of skeins of the same thing. I am very proud of myself that I pretty much stuck. I mean, I bought more than I thought I would, but I was very intentional in my purchasing. I was very intentional in my purchasing. I bought for specific projects, mostly, with a few exceptions, and even the exceptions, I have an idea of the kind of project I want to knit with them. So some of them might be knitting other people's patterns, and some of them might be designing, so we shall see. So obviously, I went to La Bien-Aimée to pick up this bag. I also picked up these, because apparently I'm a pink person now. I don't know what's going on. I've never liked pink. I don't know. So this is also going to be a sweater. This is ridiculous. Look at it. I'll just show you one. Look at that. So this is the Merino Singles in the Peony Graffiti colorway, and it's amazing. And I bought it specifically to knit a pattern from this, which I also bought while I was there, which many of you, I'm sure, have seen this magazine. I'm not sure if I'm going to knit any of the other patterns. We shall see. But I want to knit this. This is the piece of silver sweater. I had already said I wanted to knit it. I am terrified. Oh, this is by Vera Valimaki. Important. I am terrified to knit a sweater out of Merino Singles because I think it will purl like the dickens. But they had the most color options in this base, and I didn't want to knit it from superwash. So I'm going for it. Whatever. I'll get a gleaner. I'll get a gleaner. Never mind. They are incredible and beautiful. And they had a giveaway where if you took a selfie in front of their wall of Merino Singles and posted it on Instagram and tagged them, that you were eligible for a giveaway. And I won it. So this was after EYF, but yeah, I got to pick any color and any base I wanted. And there was one skein there that, yeah, I remember picking up and I had really loved it, but I thought, oh, okay, I don't know what I would do with this, so I'm not going to buy it. But I got that. So it's being sent to me. I'm really excited. So I'll share that when it comes. It was the hardest decision because all of their colors are amazing, but whatever. I can always order later. So that was La Bien Aimée. That was the first stop. Yes, I realized, wait, I'm not doing a very good job at like relaying the experience to you guys. I know you've heard a lot of people probably talk about EYF at this point. Yes, so I'm briefly here going to backtrack. So Hannah of the Corner of Craft and the Crafty Chat podcast and I traveled together from Frankfurt. As you know, if you've never watched this before, you wouldn't know that she's my neighbor. If you have, you're tired of us talking about each other. But we traveled together from Frankfurt to Edinburgh, and which was really fun. And yes, then we stayed with the lovely, oh my gosh, the lovely Rebecca of Song Bead. So please, please, please go and check out her Etsy shop. It is amazing. She makes the most amazing beadwork and has like a freaking bead shop in her house, and it's amazing. So we stayed with her and her wife Helen, who were just, it was wonderful. We were instant friends. I adore them both so much. Genuinely, we're friends forever now. At least I feel that way. I hope you guys feel that way. Like, I love you. And they have 3 bunnies who were so cute and are little I loved them. So anyway, we stayed with them, which was fantastic and so generous of them to host us. And they live in the heart of Edinburgh, so it was perfect. And on Thursday, we went on a walking tour and met up with Charlotte. Hi, Charlotte, of Charlotte and Gus, which was really awesome. And the 3 of us spent a lot of time together over the weekend. And again, it was so great to meet Charlotte. I have watched her podcast for a long time, and I think that she is an absolutely genius designer and brilliant human being and interesting human being. So it was so amazing to finally meet her and get to hang out with her so much in Edinburgh. So we went on this tour, hung out with her for a while, and then we all went over to ACFA for the knit night, which was crazy and overwhelming and wonderful. And we just got to meet so many people. And I'm sitting there talking to Charlotte, and then we see Katie from Inside Number 23. And I fangirled way harder than I thought I would. But my version of fangirling is freaking out and being like, I can't talk to that person. I can't do that. So then of course she comes down and sits right next to me. So I was still too nervous to talk to her. And so I took out my phone and took a selfie pointing at her and sent it to my friend Candace of Pin Feathers and Pearls. And I was like, what? I'm sitting next to Katie. But then eventually Katie turns to me and just starts talking to me, and I'm like, Hi. And then she's like, oh yeah, and this is your sweater. Oh yeah, I saw this on the podcast. And I was like, what? You watch my podcast? Katie watches my podcast, I guess. Hi, Katie. So, but now we're like friends, I think. Yeah. We ended up talking a lot because we all left and went out to dinner at a pub and then met up with Eric of 6 Plus Twine and his husband Sebastian, and then also Kristen of Vine and Dennis and a couple of other people, Vero from Along the Lanes, Claire from Beautiful Things, Hannah, of course, and Charlotte. And that was it. So that was that. And then the next day was the festival. We got there an hour before it opened to the public, and we had to wait in a line. I almost said we had to queue because I'm turning British. Yes, and then it was complete and utter madness in there. It was so packed. I have heard they're not going to consider another venue, but I really wish they would because I think it's too small. And the festival itself, I mean, I don't know. I heard some people saying that it's the biggest yarn festival in the world, which is definitely not true. It was amazing and it's very, very special. But I went to Stitches Midwest, which was at least twice as big in terms of vendors. And they also had a humongous space, which was really nice because you didn't feel like you couldn't move sometimes at Edinburgh, and I hate crowds, and that was very intense. Also, it was really hot, and the lighting was atrocious. So every stand had to bring their own lighting. A couple things I bought, I went outside, and it was a different color. But I have to say, other than that, it was very well organized. Everything ran smoothly. I mean, given like the location it was in, it was really great. And I understand why they picked that location. It's between the city and the airport. It was just a lot, and it was 1 billion degrees in there, which is not fun because you want to wear all of your hand knits. So anyway, it was an amazing experience. I was going to talk about all this like after the haul, but sorry, I just talked about it now. Meeting the people was the best, and I will talk about that more as we go on. Anyway, okay, so I talked about La Bien-Aimée, I talked about this. What else did I buy? I'm not going to try to go chronologically. Oh, I bought, this was my first purchase though, as I walked in the door. The little rainbow ram for Edinburgh Yarn Festival. It's like a little sock drawstring bag. And then I also got their tote bag. They had showed this on Instagram. I've already been using it a lot, actually. And the point is that you stitch over this pattern with your leftovers of fingering weight yarn. So you can like make your own little yarn ball to have in your bag. And I'm gonna do that, excuse me, for sure. And I can't wait. That's gonna be awesome. So there's that. Oh, this was thrown somewhere in there. A new to me yarn. This was Fine Fish Yarns, and they're from, I want to say they're from Dublin. But, so this is the Shimmer Sock. So it's Superwash Merino Nylon and Stellina. And it's really beautiful. This is the Maven colorway. So it's really lovely. But this is one of those things, I thought it was a little bit more peachy. Then it's actually more gray. So I was thinking of picking this up for my speckled fade dotted rays, but I'm not really digging how it's going with this. It's like too grayish because I was going to use, oops, well, okay. I was going to use these guys. I don't think I'm into it. So I think I'm going to have to find another solution. If you guys think differently, let me know. I could also do that. Oh yeah, and it was going to go with this as well. I don't know. So that's kind of like back burner right now. Ow. Oh my gosh. So we'll see about that. But this is really, really beautiful. So go and check that out. I've never heard of them. They had some gorgeous yarns. They weren't a vendor, but I can't remember who was selling this. Okay. Then I think I went over to Isolde. I went over to Isolde's booth, and that's where I bought the Len magazine. I got to meet Isolde, and I was wearing my Willowbank shawl, so I got to be like, hey girl, you like my shawl? You designed it. Oh my God. So I'm really afraid of people, but I also like know that I want a picture with them. So I just shamelessly was like, you need to take a picture with me because I love you. I have a huge girl crush on her. Again, I think she's brilliant. Yes, she's an adorable human. She's really short. And I had to pick up some of her blend number 1. I got 3 skeins of it. It is absolutely amazing. And I think I'm going to make her pullover that she designed in this. It's like so sheepy and yet so soft, and like has a lot of drape and yet is super sturdy. And it's actually really affordable, and it's amazing. So it's a sport weight. It's merino, Polworth, and Svartbulls. I have no idea how to say that. You can read it for yourself. It's incredible. It's so beautiful. Look at it. I love it. Sweater. Okay. I'm just going to throw all this on the floor. I don't know what else to do. Okay. Then I don't remember when I bought these, but these I think were my favorite. This was my favorite booth at Edinburgh. Like my favorite new find. And that was the Little Gray Sheep. So I fell in love with this yarn before I really understood what it was. And I just had this really visceral reaction to it. And then when I heard about the story, I freaked out even more. So this is what I picked up from them. Or from her, from Emma, who is the genius behind this. So yes, they have a farm, where is it? On the Surrey, Hampshire borders, and they're their sheep. Okay, so they shear their sheep, they send the wool off to John Arbin to have it spun, and then they dye it. I just can't even. So these two are Stein fine wools. This is their DK. This colorway is a misspent youth. I honestly, this is the first time I read the colorways. I didn't care. That's amazing. This one I very nearly got instead of this one to knit the Siri. They're beautiful together, actually. Wow. Part of me has regrets. I mean, this is beautiful too. I don't know. I can always get more of this and knit a sweater out of it. So I love that. And this one is Wonderland. It's getting blown out. That's it. That's the color right there. This beautiful, like deep emerald green. It's so soft. Again, it's sheepy, but it's so soft. I can't. I love this yarn so much. And then this is the British Hampshire double knit. This is a 50-gram skein. And this one, oh, I did notice this is limoncello. But it's this beautiful chartreusey color. Oh. I love this yarn so much. I went and talked to Emma, and I'm definitely going to be designing some stuff in her yarns and probably just like knitting everything in it. I'm so in love with it. Like, those are beautiful together. Those are beautiful together. Those are beautiful together. Like, everything is amazing. I literally bought this. I didn't know what this is what I don't know what I'm going to do with. Although I've had some ideas since, design-wise. But Hannah was just like, I was walking around the booth like hugging these yarns. And Hannah was like, you need to buy all of those. And I was like, but my budget. And she was like, you will be so sad if you don't buy all of those. And she was right. Amazing. So then that was, yeah, I think that was Friday. We had not planned to go back on Saturday. In fact, my wristband, which I did end up getting a wristband because, and so did Hannah, a couple of people had podcaster passes who had already bought tickets. So they had 2 passes, and they sold us their their wristbands, which was a godsend and a lifesaver. It was great. But then I thought, you know what, I'm done. I spent all my money. It was a great day. So we were at the bus stop and I was like, who wants a free wristband for tomorrow? I'm giving it out. I'm high on yarn fumes. The next day I woke up and I was like, I've made a huge mistake, because I wanted to go back and hang out with all of my friends. And it was really the people that made me want to go back. I was not planning on buying anything else. The community and being with everyone was so incredible. And I was like, this is why I'm here. This is why I came. Yes, I want to buy yarn and squish things, but that's why I wanted to go. So I panicked. I messaged Charlotte and she was like, well, none of the French want to go back, and let me see if I can go get the wristbands. So she did. She got the wristbands. We got to go back. It was awesome. But before that morning we met up and went to I think it's called the Elephant Room. It's where allegedly J.K. Rowling started writing Harry Potter. So yeah, there was some footage of that in the vlog if you watched it. Since I'm drinking out of it, I'm going to take a second to talk about this. This was not a purchase. This was a gift. This was a gift from my beautiful friend, Patricia, who has the Knitography vlog and is P4 Chen, as I say it, P4CHEN on Instagram. And I have felt really connected to her for a long time, especially since she began blogging. I think she feels like somewhat connected to me. Well, she must, right? She brought me a birthday present. And I don't know. I don't have any words. So this is obviously a mug, and this is the Marius pattern, which is a very, very traditional Norwegian pattern used in knitwear. And Patricia lives in Norway. I saved the box because the box is really beautiful. So there it is. It has some more info on it there. And she said that these are really coveted in Norway and hard to get, and she got me one. And it is now a treasure. And I don't know. Patricia, thank you from the bottom of my heart. It was so nice to meet you. I'm so sad that we didn't have even more time just to sit down and visit, but I felt like we got in some quality conversation there when we did talk, and I don't know, this is so thoughtful and such a beautiful gift that I will cherish forever. And already every time that I drink out of it, I think of you every time I see it, and it just brings me so much happiness and joy and love for this community and for you in particular. And I love it. Thank you. Okay, so speaking of that, we went back and I did some damage. Somehow, like right away, I wandered into the old maiden aunt booth because I think someone else went in there, Charlotte or someone. And I was like, I'm just looking. And then I somehow walked out with these. Oh my God. Oh my God. So these are 100% superwash. Sorry, couldn't avoid it. Merino 4-ply, because I fell in love. This colorway is the white hair. Love that. This is, I have no idea. Gilly Doo? I have no idea. But it's awesome. And this is something herbal. This is one that the color surprised me outside, because I just thought it was like a dark purple or maroon or something, but it actually has a lot of green in it. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of subtle. I mean, but it's beautiful, and I think these all go well together. These might be a brioche shawl of some sort. Maybe Charlotte's Vortex shawl, because I do love that shawl. Yes, she's definitely on board with me using these for that. She's like, do it. I ended up, thanks to Charlotte, with this mini skein of Cosmic Strains, because she was talking to them. And I think trying to convince them to collaborate with me on some designs. But I think they were like, we don't know who she is. This is awkward. I don't know. I felt awkward. But that was really nice of Charlotte. I'm Yeah. So anyway, this is it. This is Temptation Sock. I don't know if that is the Temptation as the colorway. I think so. But that's super awesome. And Cosmic Strings is based in Edinburgh. Awesome sauce. Then I bought, again, enabled by Charlotte. Thanks, Charlotte. This, which is the softest thing ever, because it is 50% Angora and 50% wool. And I felt like this was appropriate since I was staying with a bunch of bunnies. And I just want to live with it on my face. I bought this with a purpose and then have since changed my mind. So I think that this will be, I might need to buy another one of these because I can go to Loop in London. And this can be like one side of a brioche shawl and it would be like the coziest thing ever. I'm thinking of using it with my coveted skein of Molly's yarn. I mean, because this is like, I don't even want to pair another color with this because this is perfect. So putting it with a complete neutral and then just having this be like MCN Angora Land. Oh my God. Yep, that probably needs to happen. This has gone on for a long time. Okay, and then I bought buttons for my sweater. So, where did I buy these from? The Textile Garden. They had a ton of buttons. They were awesome. I almost went with some sort of, I don't want to say girly, muted buttons. And actually, I bought one of them at the last second, just in case I decide to go back to this. Because again, this is for my Siri. I almost bought these, which are really, really beautiful. Like, I think these are ceramic buttons. But since this color, anyway, is a little bit out of my comfort zone, it's a little softer and more feminine than what I usually go for. I wanted to go for some more, like, badass buttons. So I got these. Oh, gosh. Sorry, this is hard to show. So I like it because it kind of looks like knitting, doesn't it? And I don't know, I liked the navy. I wanted something contrasty, but not too like, pow, you know? So I thought navy works well. So I got the buttons for that, which is nice that that is already done. I have the buttons. Yay! They had a lot of beautiful buttons. So you can see on their thing. And then I really thought I was done. And then bunch of us were hanging out in the podcaster lounge. I was hanging out with KT and Hannah and Charlotte. Eric was around. Kristen was around. And I don't remember who said it, but someone was like, did you go to that place that has like sweater quantities of yarn for 20 pounds? Several people bought the same yarn. KT bought it, and so did Ellie of Skandir. Yeah, and I did too. Because Laxton's Limited had, sorry for the crinkling, 5 skeins for like 22 pounds or something. So this is it. And I got actually the same one that both of them did. I originally bought, there were white skeins and they had pretty high silk content. And they were sort of like marbled in there. And they were beautiful. I was thinking about dyeing them, but I don't know, like I wanted something that looked kind of more rustic like this. But it was like toward the end of the day on Saturday, so they were kind of sold out of a lot of their stuff. But then I hadn't seen this one. And then I went and was saying goodbye to Katie, and I looked in her bag and I saw that she had the same bag of all of this. And I was like, wait, what is that one? And she was like, oh, it's like a DK of BFL and Masham, right? Yep. Or Blueface Masham Marble Roving. So Blueface Masham, not Blueface Cluster. Anyway, and then I was like, wait, I wonder if they have that. And I just like ran back and I was like, can I switch it for this? And they were like, totally. So yes, the other one was beautiful, but this one feels better in my bones, if you know what I mean. So I think this is going to be a cabled sweater, which is also what KT said. And I think it's also what Ellie said. So maybe we should all like have matching sweaters at EYF next year or something. That'd be hilarious. Charlotte had a really beautiful sweater on that she like designed herself. And Charlotte and I are probably the same size. So I might just get her to send me her notes on that and knit that because it was amazing. I could try to dye it. I might not because I like the color. but it's very similar to my blend number 1. I don't know. Anyway, that is it for the EYF haul. But wait, there's more. Not from EYF, but there's more acquisitions. Oh my God. I almost feel like I should save them, but then I'll probably forget. So I'm just gonna do it really fast. Yeah. Where do I begin? Okay, I guess I'll start at my birthday. It was my birthday on the 18th. And yeah, so as I mentioned, Hannah gave me the shark pin. On my birthday, I had to sing a 5-hour opera, so that kind of took the whole day. But the morning after, we had a little boozy brunch because I made Bloody Marys. And Hannah and her boyfriend Mario came up, and Nathan was here, and my roommate, and we all ate a bunch of food and drank some Bloody Marys. And Hannah so kindly gave me this, which I'm sure that all of you have seen. So this is the Knitting from the North book. It is a book by Hilary Grant, and it is beautiful. I had seen it. Keaton chewed on it already. Thanks, Keaton. I had seen it, but had never really opened it. Let me see if I can find. So it's color work, but it's very like modern, kind of, I don't want to say simple, but like clean, modern color work. And okay, this pattern shows up a couple times, and I really like this pattern, but this is super weird. This like turtleneck thing that's like half in the front and half in the back. Like, why? Knit a cowl. Like, why? I don't know. Anyway, there are some gorgeous things in here, and I'm so grateful to Hannah for this book, and she knows that. So thank you, Hannah, so much. And I went with a certain theme because the night before, Nathan had gifted me some things. He's a good boyfriend. He knows what's up. So he also got me a couple of books about knitting. So the first one is this 150 Scandinavian knitting designs, because I had been talking about Patricia's vlog, and I'd been talking about the Marius and how I had already told him that I would like to knit, you know, a colorwork sweater, and he had looked through this book and also thought of me because it is mainly just like charts of colorwork patterns that they have put together, but you could put them together in any way that you want. And so it's kind of like a stitch dictionary for colorwork. And it has a lot of like amazing, like a skill section. And some of it is very basic, like knitting needles and whatever. But a lot of it is casting on, but a lot of it is specific to color work and your tension, measuring your swatch, you know, like differences between different needle sizes and how that can completely change how your color work looks because of your tension. How to hold the yarn for color work, weaving, like I haven't even looked at all of this. It also talks about using color, traditional colors, traditional garments, you know, using designs, kind of how to plan your project and plan a sweater. Like there's a lot of amazing information in here. Like he did so good. I brought this to my knitting group and everyone was like, this book is awesome. Where did he get this? And I was like, right? Really great. And then he also got me Knitting in the Nordic Tradition in the same vein. And this book, he admitted to me, he bought mostly because it has hilarious pictures. This is a lot of like historical, older, you know, black and white mainly. Like, it's so funny. Let me see if I can find some of these hilarious pictures though. Like this guy. Yes. Oh, I love this. The earliest depiction of knitting. Check it out. Saintly knitting. This guy. So I love this, and it's so cool that now I have like these, you know, like very traditional old history, kind of updated, but still very traditional. And then this more modern, because I have really not, I've done one colorwork project and it was like words on a hat for my sister. So I am ready. And if this wasn't enough to get me ready, then he bought me this, which which is a project bag, which has pockets on the outside. I have seen this. I've never had a bag like this, and I'm really interested to use it. It is denim. It has cat hair all over it. And I'm also thinking, because I don't know when I'm going to have time for this, that I want to embroider something on it. I've never embroidered, but I want to get an embroidery pattern and maybe just do like a cream embroidery on it, just to kind of give it some pizzazz. Or like patches or something. I want enamel pins. I want a bunch of pins. But there's yarn in here. So he got me some Lopi. And he got me some in, this is like a navy, and then this is just cream. So, right? That's good. I mean, those are really contrasting. And I also have, I think they both fell on the ground, but I have those other skeins of Lopi that I got from my friend Virginia. One of them is dark red and one of them is like a dark, almost black gray. So I can definitely do some color work with those. Very exciting. And then he got me also, this, I've never seen this yarn before. This Mirasol 100, right? 100% alpaca. I am ignorant. I don't know what Scandinavian language this is in. I'm sure someone will tell me. I haven't looked it up yet. I should have. It might be Norway. I think it's Norway. Not sure. But it's like a green and it's 100% alpaca, so it's super soft. Yes, it's amazing. And this is a lighter weight, so I wouldn't use this with this. I don't know what I'll use this with, but it's so beautiful. He did good, guys. He did good. I mean, like, my boyfriend bought me a bunch of knitting stuff for my birthday. A+, right? That's just all we want. And then, okay, there's only one more. So I got a package in the mail, I think yesterday. Okay, hang on. Let me get the package. This is the loveliest package from Anne Christine, who is Stopselstrikt on Instagram and Ravelry. Thank you. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. So she had messaged me a little while ago and said that she wanted to send something for Hannah and I, which lots of people have done. And not lots of people, but we've had a couple of people send packages for Hannah and I to share. So Hannah calls me her yarn pimp. So yesterday I was just like, yarn pimp delivery, come on up. And Anne Christine put so much thought into this. She separated stuff for me and Hannah, which I appreciate, so that we don't have to like try to choose because it's too hard. But like, honestly, even if we had to choose, we would have chosen what she gave us. She just thought everything out so well. So first of all, she said that she remembered me complaining on the podcast about German Earl Grey. So she got me a box of Tigerschwester Earl Grey, which I have not tried. And yes, your note, we do have a Tigerschwester in Frankfurt. So I can get more, and I've already tried it, and like, yes, this is Earl Grey. Thank you. Oh my God. So she got me this, and my first thought was, because I could kind of see like in the bag that Hannah's stuff was, Hannah got a very similar like type of stuff. And my thought was, oh, Hannah doesn't like Earl Grey. Like, what if she gave her Earl Grey, then I get to keep it too, ha ha ha. And then I looked in there and she got Hannah English breakfast. And I was like, nailed it. Like, attention to detail, because she's always drinking English breakfast because she loves it. Oh my gosh. And then there's this amazing, I've never had one of these. This Giotto hazelnut thingy. Amazing. Espresso caramel chocolate, which are like my 3 favorite things in the world. Again, Hannah doesn't like coffee, so this is my number all over it. She just knows. Some gummy bears that are vegan, which is awesome because I am not strictly vegetarian. I don't eat a lot of meat, but most gummy bears have gelatin, so Nathan can't eat them because he is a strict vegetarian. So excited to try those. Thank you so much. And then there's yarn. There's also a stitch marker. This little bell stitch marker. So cute. And then yarn. So she sent some Regia, however you say it. I've never been sure. Look at these colors. And she said she thought of Nathan when she saw this because she knows that he loves purple. So I can knit him socks out of it. I'm tempted to keep it for myself. He already has purple socks. She said I could do that, but we'll see. I do. He would love this. We'll see. And then I'm really excited about this. So this is Opal, or I hear Germans say Opal. Is it a German company? It says made in Germany. I always thought that Opal was British. I don't know. You don't see a lot of it in the US, so that hopefully explains my ignorance. But this is a partnership with a farm that's like in the region in Baden-Württemberg. So that's why it has a sheep on it. It smells like a farm in the best way, and it is. Anyway, I love this. I already sent you a message, of course, and Christine, but that was so sweet and so thoughtful and unnecessary and very appreciated, and thank you so much. And it was such a nice gift to get, especially right after my birthday. So I don't know. Thank you so much. That is it for acquisitions. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. That was so long. Anyway, I just want to wrap up by saying that obviously EYF is amazing. Many of you probably saw that I posted a vlog, which will give you a better idea of the experience. I'm really glad that I gave that gift to myself to go. It was very much worth it, and I loved it so much. Yeah, and it was fun. And for me, I mean, I think some of the other podcasters were, you know, a lot of people were coming up to them, and that didn't really happen to me. I connected with people that I already knew pretty well, that I wanted to connect to, like Hannelisa and Verena, like Patricia, like Anna, who used to be Alpaca Anna. I feel like she's always Alpaca Anna to me, but her new name is Yarnisty. She's a designer as well. She's Swedish. And like Jolie of Jolie Creates, you know, just like all these people that I've known for a long time via the internet that I wasn't sure I was ever going to meet because I didn't know I was moving here. And I don't know. It was so wonderful. I just can't say enough about it. It was great. And yeah, so I had my birthday. What else? I have a really big audition on Sunday. It's not for a particular job. It's just for an important person. So that's crazy. And then I'm going to Berlin at the end of next week. I have an audition in Berlin and then another one in the middle of nowhere. What else am I doing? I don't know. Things. Gonna try to get some designing happening. That is a top priority, or I'm going to make it a top priority. Yeah. There's a lot happening. Lots of knitting, I hope. I love going to Berlin because then I have lots of train time. Oh, and in the intro you would have seen, I went to London, again, a while ago, but you will have seen that. And a little frolic that Nathan and I took through the forest in Frankfurt. So spring is coming. I'm really happy. I'm trying to just take more advantage of living here and change my attitude. I think that sometimes I get really overwhelmed, which is valid, but you know, just realize that like, hey, this is really cool. Like, hey, I can get on a plane and fly to Scotland or fly to London and get on a train and in 4 hours be in Berlin. So yes, everything's good, working hard, doing it. So anyway, thank you guys so much for sticking through me through this episode, which I know was very long. So if you made it to the end, thank you so much. And if you liked this, feel free to like and subscribe. I forgot to mention that I really want to have a giveaway soon, probably when we hit 1,500 subscribers, just because I'm just feeling so mushy about this community and all the love, and I want to give some of it back. So I will be curating something because we're like not that far from 1,500 subscribers, which is kind of mind blowing. I don't know. Anyway, I love you guys, and come and chat or leave comments or whatever if you want to talk to me. I love hearing from you, and have a wonderful couple of weeks, and I will talk to you very, very soon.